Hello coaches. Today I want to talk about the perfect process or the perfect system to creating clients, whether it's for 3 Principles people or whether it's for any other kind of coaches. Now, in my opinion, or from my experience, what I've seen is there simply isn't one. And there are lots and lots of coaches creating clients in a number of different ways. I know that Steve Chandler, who I interviewed recently for the group, told me that he knew a coach, or I think one of his clients, who created her clients from her CrossFit class. Now, obviously, that isn't the perfect system for creating clients, but it just made sense to her. And so for us, we've all got our own ways of doing things. And I think, personally, there's a danger of following someone's system to the letter if we think that's the only way that is going to work for us. I think ultimately, especially as 3 Principles coaches, we've got to look back towards our own wisdom and see what works for us. Now, for example, a lot of my clients come via Facebook. Now, why does that work for me? Well, in part, before I was coaching, I spent a lot of time on Facebook. And not just time on Facebook browsing, I spent a lot of times in groups on Facebook, I spent a lot of time interacting with people on Facebook, and I created friends and relationships via Facebook. Not that it's right or wrong, it's just that that's what I did. And so when I came to coaching, it just seemed to make sense that this was an area I was already spending time in, and that was also an area where there were people who could be potential clients for me, and that's what's happened. Now, I know other people spend time at business networking events. Some people make it work for them. I know of one coach who charges tens of thousands of dollars per client, and pretty much all of his clients come from either business networking events or attending events and seminars, and he creates clients via that approach. Now, that doesn't mean, okay, that's now the system to go. That's just what works for him. And just because something doesn't work for you doesn't mean that the system doesn't work. But I think ultimately it's about trusting our own wisdom and going with what makes sense to us. And the important thing is, in my opinion, is to be taking action, testing things out, trying things out, and following what makes sense to us, what we enjoy, what we would have fun doing. It can also be challenging, but it can also be fun too. And so for me, I really, really enjoy connecting with people on Facebook. I really enjoy creating this group. I enjoy putting videos out there. I enjoy that. Now, for someone else, this would be an absolute nightmare to do. And the good news is you don't need to do that. And there are so many different ways of creating clients. I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing what other people do and learning from them as well. And some of that will come through the interviews, and some of it is just through the comments and what people do here. But I also know there is no perfect system. And I hope this little video may clear up some things for a few people who might think there might be the way to do it. Not in my experience. Hope this has been helpful.